Hello friends, myself Tarun and I am your math teachers. Today we are going to learn the topic number system. Numbers is of course the very important topic in mathematics subject, and for both the classes, class 9th and class 10th, it is very important chapter, and the chapter number 1 is actually related to the number system. That chapter number 1 talks about the complete category of numbers. So we should very carefully understand this topic. So let us understand the category of numbers first. In the world of numbers, we can divide the category of numbers into two parts. First is decimal numbers, and the second is non-decimal numbers. Listen guys, there are different ways which explains the categories of number, but however, in this lecture I will tell you the most easiest way of understanding the category of numbers. So let us understand the non-decimal numbers first. Okay, non-decimal numbers, you can call it as complete number as well. Complete numbers, any number which has the digit 0 after the decimal. Say it could be 4.0, it could be 12.0, it could be 13.0, and so on. There is only 0 after the decimal, but on the other side, decimal numbers are those which has non-zero numbers. Say 3.5, 10.9, 11.3333, and so on, right? All these numbers are called decimal numbers because it has a non-zero number after the decimal, but on the other side, under non-decimal numbers, there is only 0 after the decimal. So non-decimal numbers are basically complete numbers, and it can further categorize into three parts. First one is natural numbers. Now, what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are basically the basic counting, normal numbers you can call it as. It starts with digit 1 and it will goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will goes to the infinity. Yeah, it will never end. So next is whole numbers. Whole numbers are basically the set of all natural numbers, but one of the exception of the whole number is that it starts with the digit 0. Hence, whole numbers are basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, and it will ends to the infinity. It will goes to the infinity. However, there is another category of non-decimal number, and that is integers. Integers are the set of all whole numbers, 0, 1, 3, of course it will goes to the infinity, and all negative numbers shall also be part of integers. Say 0, -1, -2, -3, and so on. It will goes to the infinity. So the set of integers basically includes both numbers, positive numbers as well as the negative one. Now, what are decimal numbers? For the better understanding, we are basically dividing the decimal numbers into two parts. First one is terminating decimal number, the terminating one, and the next one is non-terminating. Non-terminating. So first of all, understand the basic of terminating decimal numbers. Any number which has its end, any number which has its end, say 3.5, after the 0.5 this numbers ends. Say 2.9, so 2.9 has its end. It could be like this, 4.15. So after the decimal, we can see that there are two numbers, 1 and 5, and after 5 this number terminates here, this number ends here. But on the other hand, there are another numbers called non-terminating which has no end. Say for example 11.33333, you can see here this 3 is actually repeated till infinity. It will never end. So 11.333, these numbers are called basically non-terminating numbers. However, non-terminating numbers can also be categorized into two parts. It could be repeating, or you can call it as recurring, or it could be non-repeating. Or you can call it as non-recurring. If that non-terminating part after the decimal is actually repeated. Say here you can see 11.333, here 3 is actually repeated again and again. You can also write it as 11.3 bar. This bar signifies that this 3 is actually repeated itself, right? It could be like this, 11.14 bar. It means 11.141414 here. 14 is actually repeated itself. These numbers are called non-terminating and repeating decimal numbers. But on the other hand, non-terminating and non-repeating numbers are like this. Say root 2. If you solve the number root 2, you will get like this 1.41423 and so on, and this number will not repeat. The digits after the decimal point will not repeat itself. So the digits are actually non-repeating itself. So you can see that there are either non-terminating and repeating decimal numbers and non-terminating and non-repeating decimal numbers.